Hey everyone, this is Joe Gamble here to answer a few lingering questions we're still getting about the Fryette PL-IR. Alright, so we got about 4 topics to cover today, so we're going to get right to it. The first one that we're going to talk about is what's the functionality of this bank preset button here. So we're going to zoom in over here and we're going to clear some stuff up. Okay, so maybe what strikes people is tricky about this knob at first blush is, you know, when they grab the unit and they start turning the knob, it may seem a little touchy. So the first step is to slow down a little bit and just turn it one click at a time. And then you'll quickly see that, oh, I'm just moving up one preset at a time. In this instance, as we move clockwise, we're going to move from bank 1, preset 1 to bank 1, preset 2, bank 1, preset 3, preset 4, and then we're going to ascend to the next bank. So bank 2, preset 1, bank 2, preset 2, and so on and so forth. And then of course, moving the knob counterclockwise just reverses that process. So overall, you can see that there are 4 banks of 4 presets, so 16 slots overall. The unit comes shipped with the first 8 presets are proprietary Fryette IRs. All right, so the next thing that we want to take notice of with the bank preset knob is that you may notice that when you press on it, it does stuff. So what's it doing? It's like a quick patch change knob. So the way it would work is, say you really like what's going on in bank 1, preset 1, which is the deliverance cab with fanes, mic'd with the 57. And maybe we really like what's happening in bank 2, preset 3, which is a Sound City cab with fanes. And so what we'll do is we'll scroll up manually to that spot, and then we'll press and hold that button. And that stores that as our second preset. So we can just jump back and forth between those two. So it's really just a handy way to get back and forth between your favorites. All right, so moving along to the second topic we're going to cover today, I'm going to show you how to load your own IRs on the PL-IR. So as I mentioned before, the unit ships with 8 proprietary IRs from Fryette, using different Fryette and Sound City cabs. And the way it's set up from the factory is banks 1 and 2 are those 8 IRs, and then they're just duplicated in banks 3 and 4. So you can set yours up with the Fryette stuff in banks 1 and 2, and then your own stuff in 3 and 4, or you could flip that, or you know, whatever works, you do you. But for this example, I'm going to show you how I would load an IR into bank 3, preset 1. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is disconnect the AC adapter from the PL-IR. We're going to plug a USB cable into the front end of the PL-IR and connect that to our computer, and that's going to bring up a USB drive, or in my example here on my Mac, I have a no-name hard drive. We're going to go ahead and click on that, and that's going to bring up our bank folders. And let's take a look at this system pan file. We're going to leave that be. I don't know what it does, but it's important for the functioning of the unit, so leave that sucker alone. Now let's look at the numbering scheme of these bank folders. It's a little weird because on the unit we have banks 1 through 4, while on the computer we have banks 0 through 3. Same difference. We're adults here. We know how this works. So let's open up bank 0 or bank 1 on the unit, and we're going to see we have these preset folders in here. So again, 0 through 3 corresponds to 1 through 4 on the unit. I'm going to open bank 1, preset 1. We're going to see we have this deliverance cab, Fane F70Gs, mic'd with 2 SM57s. Now, as I promised, I'm going to load my own IR into bank 3 on the unit, preset 1. So when I open that folder, just like I talked about before, banks 1 and 2 are duplicated in banks 3 and 4. So when I open bank 2, preset 0 on the computer, I'm holding the same IR in this position. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this sucker. Come on. Pull this into the trash, and then I'm going to open up this IR folder here, and our amazing buddy Michael Nielsen made us some really cool IRs of our own amps, and he got an IR of my 1968 Super Reverb here. So I'm going to take this IR, I'm going to load this into bank 3, preset 1. Looks like we're ready to roll. Again, leaving the preset pan file as is. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to disconnect the drive from the computer. And we should be ready to rock. All right, so let's see if this works. So I'm going to plug the PL-IR back in, and my amp is already warmed up. So we're going to navigate to bank 3 preset 1. I'm going to turn on the amp and see if I'm a moron. That's what success looks like, kids. All right, topic number 3, we're going to talk about sample rates. Since we were just loading in IRs, some users have experienced loading in their own IRs and getting crappy sonic results, you know. And so what's going on is IRs are stored as WAV files. And just like any other WAV file, they can be encoded at different sample rates. So the PL-IR is designed to be used with IRs that were encoded at 48 kilohertz. And chances are, if you have a crappy sounding IR, it has been encoded at 44.1. So all you need to do is swap that one out for one that was encoded at the higher sample rate. And in most instances, that should cure your ills. All right, so moving right along to the end of the line, our final topic is going to be addressing the varying signal levels coming out of the XLR out versus the unbalanced 1/4 inch line out. And if you look on the back of the unit, hopefully you can see there are 3 different types of outs here that are using the same scheme. We have the IR out, the analog 1 out, and the analog 2 out. And it's got that same thing going on where we have the XLR and the 1/4 inch unbalanced outs. But anyway, the question normally goes something like this. How come when I'm running signal out of the PL-IR via the XLR out, how come it's so much quieter than when I run it out of the 1/4 inch out? And the simple answer to the question is that that's by design. As mic audio out, that level is about 1,000 times weaker than what's coming out of the unbalanced out. So when you hear your unit doing that, there's no cause for alarm. It's not broken. It's operating as it should. And the fix is really quite simple. Because all we need to do is turn the gain up on your mic pre or on your interface until you reach the level that you need it to be for your specific application. So if I've already connected my amplifier to the PL-IR, which I have, and then I'm running out of the XLR jack from the IR out portion of the PL-IR, I'm connecting that to the mic input of my interface. In this instance, it's channel 1 of my interface. So the Apollo Twin self-selects. I can't select between channels, so it's already popping up at channel 1 here. So what I need to do now is just make sure that I am connecting via not the line level, but the mic level. And then once I'm there, I can just adjust the gain on the preamp to the level that I need it to be. And then I'm ready to record. So of course in videos like this, sometimes the demonstrator does their thing and then you go back to your gear and try and replicate what happened in the video and it doesn't quite go the way you wanted it to. So if you're still confused about any of these things, please drop it in the comments and we'll do our best to point you to the proper resources, or I can make another video trying to get granular about some of these things. But other than that, really hope that this was helpful, and thanks for tuning in, and please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.